Now, and here's what we have watched because we're big on this concept. I mean, our signature thing is labor efficiency ratio, looking at
Yes.
margin generated per labor dollar spent. Labor is an input, margin is an output. It doesn't work
Yep.
the other way. And so as we've watched this, there's times that labor and margin are chasing each other up this curve. What we believe since, and this was kind of the stunning thing of going back to 2013 as we studied this data forward, we saw significant growth in the US economy, much, much, much higher than what the government reported GDP growth was. I mean, really, from 2009 to 2019 was the golden decade of entrepreneurism and private business. I mean,
Yep.
private businesses were exploding because public company growth was, there were no net new companies in public markets. All the public companies were hiring private companies to do the things that the public companies used to do.
Right.
And so it was a glorious time. But what we saw was this 15 to 20% growth year over year during that period hit a wall in 2019 before COVID. We saw the beginnings of running out of labor in the US market in 2019.
Mm.
COVID just came in and threw us
Yeah.
off the scent of the trail. And what has happened since then, if you really go back and look at total workforce participation, data, the US workforce hasn't grown since 2019. So the only thing that can happen is when labor gets short, they can demand more money. As they demand more money, I must raise my prices to be competitive or stay profitable. I go out of business otherwise. And these two, so labor prior to 2019, revenue was the lead and labor caught up. You would add labor to catch
Right.
as
Yep.
true growth. Since 2019, labor goes up and we just raise prices. We don't actually do more. We are mostly
Yep.
inflating ourselves.
Yeah.
And if you really could truly measure gross domestic product, which is I will grant them some wide latitude here. Measuring GDP is a hard thing in a service-based economy, so I get it. But if you could truly measure it, I don't think we've had true economic growth in the last 3 years. We've just adjusted prices as cost
Inflationary
increases.
growth. Yeah.
It has. It has been. And and I mean, I'm a chicken farmer from Alabama, so what do I know? But I mean, I think we've actually been pretty spot on with being able to watch this through the cycle because I'm looking at live data that we touch, we trust,
Yep.
and
And you can
it,
see what's going on.